First of all, thanks so much, Goran and Vadim, for giving us this opportunity. It's really cool to sort of showcase some of the challenges we're working through at the moment. I'm hoping that I can keep it security-oriented. It's definitely on a privacy side of things, so we'll see how we go. First of all, I'm Nat Delnova. I previously was in-house counsel for a software investment portfolio. And this guy is Hayden Lawson, and he was a colleague of mine, a DevOps engineer. We teamed together when we became friends basically, when we figured out that we both wanted to build an open source data pipeline for corporate professionals. And at the time, everyone was too excited with ChatGPT. This was 4 years ago, as we've been building things, we built Intangle. The core of it is it functions as a connector that goes between Claude Code, ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, and through MCP connects your conversational history into a self-learning memory pool. I say self-learning because it's built on FalcoDB on a graph database. We use a agentic mesh that essentially provision different agents that go through and figure out how to organize conversational history into cohesive memory that the user can use. That's kind of the high-level context. The issue that I want to explore that we've been dealing with in detail has been that we've created a centralized store of data, and it's quite potentially the most reliable source of truth that the user has. It goes between Claude, ChatGPT, on the mobile, on desktop. When we're sharing and building in collaboration tools, we need to inform the user in a kind of never before done way about what data is being shared and how. They need to have informed consent over a graph database and what lives inside of it. So to showcase that a little bit, this is a space that I've created for, I make games on the side and the game I've been making. And I've done all this game development in Claude Code, and it's connected by MCP to Intangle. One day I open up Intangle to have a look, what have I actually been working on, and go back through my memories. We can see I've got my topics. I've been working with Superbase Auth, warm theatrical, handcrafted brand identity. It's kind of pulled out all these memories from my conversation. So this is like core user behavioral data. If this weren't just the video game I was creating, it could be organizational context. That's incredibly important. So this is our production build, and you can see on the right, we've got just a list of memories that are relevant to each topic. And in the top right, I've got 69 items, but I could very well have thousands, hundreds of thousands. In our main Renvoi one, we have over 100,000. So this is a huge graph database. And how do we say, yeah, I want to invite my colleague into working with this, but I only want them to see this memory, and we have here tasks as well and processes, and so you can map business processes to memories here. How do you granularly share just what you want to share? We looked at some of the existing alternatives. So how does ChatGPT do it, for example? There's some huge issues around most of the AI labs' current approaches to sharing. Of course, you try to connect to their AI, API or their MCP, and you'll send information in plain text to do it. We essentially have to refer users to their privacy policy to say, hey, it's out of our hands. You're with Google now. When it comes to ChatGPT, there are issues around the shared links that you make are publicly scrapable. You can go searching for legal information that might exist in shared ChatGPT conversations, and you can just find complete stranger conversations with their own confidential data. So we knew that we couldn't approach this by just creating a share link, pulling in a few memories and calling it a day. We needed a way to have federated auth that allows you to specifically provision who can access it in a secure container and what information they can see. Yeah, that was kind of a fire hydrant attempt at context there. Can anyone let me know if they've got any questions so far, or I'll go on to our solution? Okay, so The solution, I've created a dummy data table in Supabase to sort of showcase what it might look like if I've got, let's say, leads in my business. And this would be information that I might want to share with the CTO of my company, but I don't want to share it with anyone who can scrape Google or anyone who may not be the CTO of my company. In our staging link, you can see here it says staging. The past month or so, we've been playing around with different approaches to connecting these data sources. The key unlock is that rather than scrolling vertically and containing a list of memories on the right, we're looking at how can we visually inform the user of what information will be shared. So I'm going to try to give a quick demo of what that might look like. We'll see how the mic goes. Okay, so can you please give us an overview of just the memories that we have in this conversation? I'm not getting audio coming out. Maybe the HDMI is overriding my audio output. I can zoom in, yeah, of course.
I'm still here and ready to help whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Just let me know when your audio is sorted out.
Okay, so can you connect to our leads database and help us start doing some research on how to do social outreach for them?
I can help with that. Let me start by querying your leads database to see what we're working with, and then we can research social outreach strategies for them.
Okay. Pardon me?
Sorry about that.
Scarlett Johansson. No, it is not.
Leads database and social outreach.
She's supposed to sound Australian. So if we zoom out, we've put this into a two-dimensional space, a whiteboard, where we have nodes that connect to our conversation. On the right, we've got the database that I've connected previously. At the moment, we're supporting Postgres, MySQL, Redis, FalcoDB databases. The initial implementation is a connection stream. As we build this out, it would be an established connector for different services. The agent looks through this information, so we can see on the left, I've got my leads database and can pull out into a table where I've got different names of, this is just dummy data, but different names of leads that I might have in my business. And if I click one, we can see if I move it to the side.
Got it.
Okay, so can we create a document with an email template that we might send to one of these people in the leads table? There we go.
Let me create a new document for an email template targeting your leads.
We'll give it a second to think about it. I'll turn off voice mode. It's going to create a document in the top and then start, hopefully if it's playing ball, populating information into here. What the key unlock here is that this gives us an overview of what data is actually in the project that I might want to share. Whereas before we have this big list of a graph database, I can see just what we're calling it is tangled, just what is in this project, and share it with people directly. I have informed consent of exactly what they would be seeing. Where the database piece comes in, and this is a kind of an open question for us, something that we're still exploring, is currently MCPs connect by plain text, and we're doing this tool connects by MCP for all of its data aggregation unless it's directly in the tool. How do we securely connect the data between each of these services in a way that isn't revealing plain text? The database connection here is a potential way for us to bridge that gap. So we're looking at our agent will connect to the database, update some information, and then essentially it posts a notification to an agent on another service that would connect to that database and retrieve information. And it always goes through a protected endpoint. It never becomes publicly scrapable or a plain text. Let me know if that was coherent in any way or if anyone has any questions.